TK, the Raisin Man.
All right, man. Let's get into it, man. So we got the Buffalo Bills starting off here with the AFC East, man. It's me, your boy NYG22, aka Unpopular Opinion Sports, with Coach Ed and Big Pat Sports Talk, along with our special guest, Shakes Montana, man, in the building, man.
What it do?
Yeah. We definitely gonna get into it, man. Shakes, man. What's good with you, man? How you been, bro?
Man, everything gravy, man. Everything good. I mean, still shakedown out here. Aboriginal Sports Network. Y'all already know what it is. Chilling, man.
That's what's up, man. But we're gonna get into the Buffalo Bills here, man. And last year with Buffalo, 13-4. I mean, that's what you expect with the Buffalo Bills, with Josh Allen, Sean McDermott, and what they have built over there in Buffalo. But again, just can't get over that hump. Can't get over that Kansas City hump. Cannot get to a Super Bowl, and that is the expectation there in Buffalo. As you can see on the screen right there, 11.5 is the win total. So 11.5. That's a high expectation. That means you are looking towards being a Super Bowl caliber team. But last year, it didn't work out, and they got to make some adjustments. And we're going to get into all those adjustments. But, fellas, talk about what went down in Buffalo last year, man, and what do they need to do to improve and get over the hump and get to a Super Bowl here with Josh Allen in the peak or the prime window of his career.
Well, the Buffalo Bills last year, man, they went 13-4. It was a little bit of surprise to me. I didn't think they were going to be able to, have the success that they had last year after losing, Diggs and a lot of people last year. But, man, they started off extremely hot, man, and they offense clicked. It looked like it got better when Josh Allen didn't have to, try to force feed the ball to Stephon Diggs. And when that happened, Josh Allen had an MVP type season, even though I think Lamar Jackson should have had that MVP. But the Bills, overall, man, they were a well-balanced breakfast last year, man. Josh Allen was playing out of his mind. They had a very good run game. They decided to run the ball this year, man, and you see some of the exciting plays that they had last year. I remember calling that game when the Buffaloes just destroyed San Francisco last year. So I think they're a well-balanced team, man, and they did. We're going to see what they did to get better, or did they get worse, but we're going to see. But, Coach, tell them about what Josh Allen them did last year with the stats and everything, Coach. Let's get into it.
Well, Pat, you definitely spoke well about what they did being a balanced offense. I mean, 38-75 in terms of passing yards, 22-30 in terms of rushing. I mean, that's 4.5 yards per carry. So, that's very effective in the run game. Also, 32 touchdowns. That tells you how when they get into the red zone or, through explosive plays, but primarily through the red zone, They attack the end zone efficiently. When we take a look at Josh Allen, I mean, look at 37, 31, and in terms of his passing yards, 28 touchdowns through the air, and then on the ground game, they were led by James Cook, a little bit over 1,000 yards, but 16 touchdowns. Josh Allen also contributed with over 500 yards and 12 touchdowns. So that speaks to the offensive efficiency in terms of what the Bills brought to you. And then overall, in terms of the league, in terms of where they ranked, offensively they were 10th, and defensively they were 17th. So that speaks to what they bring as an organization onto the field.
All right, so Shakes, man, what you think about the overall Bills team, man? Tell us what you think about this.
This team here, man. This, if you have like a heart thermometer, or what is that? Whatever, like defibrillator or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And you know how it goes,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And then it's like when it's flatline, it's like beep. That's how I feel about the Bills. They flatline, right? That's all they is. They just flatline. They just stay pat, and they don't go up and they don't go down. You know what I'm saying? Like they just stay consistent. So for me, you know what I'm saying, the main thing about these Bills is that, and I know Bills Mafia, y'all gonna kill me. I know. I'm sorry. But it's the truth. I only speak the truth. They choke. Every single year, they choke. Every single year. And you can go all the way back to the 80s when they went to 4 Super Bowls and still couldn't get the job done. We can go all the way back. But that's who the Bills are. They choke. Let me clear my throat.
All right, so
Yeah.
hey, Shakes, give it the real about what he thinks of the Bills, and yes, they do flatline when it gets to the playoffs. But man,
Right.
NYG, let's get to what they did this offseason, man.
Yeah, man. So getting into it, Pat, man, let's look at some of the key losses here. Amari Cooper. He's out of there, man. Mac Hollins. Von Miller, you see him on the screen right there, man. But Dwayne Smoot to the Jags. Austin Johnson, Jordan Phillips, Khair Elam traded to the Cowboys. Why y'all trading people to the Cowboys, man? Shame on y'all, Buffalo.
Right.
Shame on y'all, man. And they lost the punter, Sam Martin, to the Panthers. But which one of these losses do you guys think are gonna impact this team the most?
The loss I think may impact them the most. Gonna be honest with you, I think it's gonna be Khair Elam. Yeah, Khair Elam is gonna impact them the most. Man, he's one of the best DBs. He played in the slot, he played outside, and he just, he actually stepped his game up as far as coverage last year. And I think that's gonna really hurt them in that secondary. They have let's see what that secondary can do with Hamlin and them guys back there. But I think not Razul, but Khair Elam was the young guy that they had that could have depended on to turn into a top corner, and they traded him to the Cowboys for whatever reason. But I think that's going to be their most impact. Coach, what you think?
I agree with you. Elam is key to the back end of what they're doing. If you want to say with Von Miller, the two of them together, because Miller can get after the quarterback, which can affect the back end, where quarterbacks are rushing the pass, that can lead to turnovers, deflections. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you in terms of Elam being missed because he was definitely an effective playmaker back there.
Okay, Shakes, who you think, man, is going to be their top loss? Looking at those losses on the screen, who do you think is going to be the top loss for the
think I'm not sure. We'll get into it later in this segment, but Amari Cooper, in the sense of, in the beginning of the season, the Bills and Allen was really struggling to try to find their offense until they got Amari Cooper in the building. And then even though Amari Cooper wasn't consistent, like Cooper can give you a 200-yard game, and then the next game he'll give you a 36-yard game. You know what I'm saying? But just to have that X factor in there for Allen just did loads, which obviously he ends up winning the MVP. So I think for that factor, not just the player alone, not just Coop alone, but just that player, that X factor player in there, the caliber of Amari Cooper, I feel like that loss right there is the biggest loss for me.
Okay. So we all went different directions on the Bills here. I think it's Kyle Elam. You know, coach goes towards the sexy fatties, as he call them, Von Miller. You know, Shakes went with the key receiver, Amari Cooper, who I don't think they're gonna miss at all. He really didn't do anything for him, but you know, Amari Cooper could turn out to be, you know, a key loss for them. But NYG, let's get to their additions.
Yeah, man. The Bills, they added some pieces, man. They went out there and they did some things. Josh Allen, he got a new contract. You know, it's all about the quarterback. They got Joey Bosa. In there right now. Greg Usaro got a new contract. And you know, you see it on the screen there. Tre'Davious White also getting a contract there. But guys, man, looking at this list here, just if you one reason that the Buffalo Bills have been having problems getting over the Kansas City Chiefs, I think is their defense. So is Joey Bosa the answer? I don't know. Y'all tell me which one of these additions is going to be key going into the 2025 season for the Buffalo Bills.
One of the key additions, I'm gonna be honest with you, is going to be Joey Bosa, and I like the addition of Joshua Palmer at the receiver position. I think he's a receiver that's ready to break out, man. The kid has talent. He has route running. He has the height. He has the speed. He just needs the clock, man. And it just didn't work out for him over there with the Chargers. But when you look at that Chargers tape, Joshua Palmer was on a lot of those deep receptions from Herbert over there in Los Angeles. And then, like I said, with Joey Bosa coming, filling that veteran edge rusher role that Von Miller has left vacant, as you can see here with the list, I think they're going to do pretty good, man. But watch out for that Joshua Palmer, man. He might actually turn out to be a pretty doggone good receiver for the Bills. Hey, man. But, Coach, what you think, Coach?
Bosa, you know, replacing the loss in terms of the edge rush, you know, can he step up? But one that I'm going to go with is Green. And Green as far as the interior offensive lineman. You know, you definitely want to secure and make sure that, you know, defenses don't have a straight line to the quarterback. So, you know, that's key. That's important. But it's also a factor in the run game where he can help. They've always had a pretty good offensive line. But now that can help get it more efficient, more effective, and help them get over the hump. That right there, I think, can definitely help them in the long run.
All right, Shakes, man, who you think is going to help them out going into this season from what they did with their key additions?
I have to agree with y'all on the Joey Bosa part of the thing, just because it keeps that pass rushing going, and you know the loss of Von Miller, I think that kind of exit out. But when I look at all the additions, I'm like, they staying pat to me. It's like, it's like there's nothing that made me say, "Oh man, they made a move that's gonna be like, oh, you better look out." It's like they still the same Bills. Now again, they're gonna be a tough team to beat, just like every season going. You know what I mean, from like what 5, 6 years now. But still, there is nothing that makes me say, "Oh, they they made a move to try to get over the hump." So, and for me, I look at the Ravens. Of course, you know me, a Purple City gang, but they make moves to try to get over the hump. I don't see the Bills do this. They just stay pat and just say, "All right, we're gonna go at it one more time." And it's like you're gonna get the same results. I don't understand, but okay, do y'all?
All right, as you can see, Shakes think they stand pat. Me and Coach kind of agree on some of the people that I believe that they brought in. I'm more higher on Joshua Palmer than everybody else, and I think Joey Bosa is going to get a turnaround on his career as long as he stays healthy. But NYG got one more part: the NFL draft, baby. What they did in the NFL draft.
Man, you already know, man. We here on the Aboriginal Sports Network are big fans of the draft, especially the Senior Bowl. I see a couple of my homies, man, that we talked to. Landon Jackson, third round pick, man. Maxwell Harrison, cornerback from Kentucky, number 30. TJ Sanders, second round pick from South Carolina. Deion Walker, another Kentucky Wildcat there in the fourth round for the Buffalo Bills, man. But going down this list, man, Dorian Strong, Jackson Halls, let me know, folks, which one of these picks do you think is going to have the biggest impact? Because again, the Buffalo Bills, I feel like they need another star. It's too much Josh Allen. Too much Josh Allen. Can one of these picks step up and be the next star for the Buffalo Bills? Y'all talk to me.
Well, I do believe they do have a star that they got in the fourth round in Deion Walker, defensive tackle from Kentucky, man. Big man. Coach, I know that you can validify this guy here. I think this guy's going to be a run stuffer for them, and he's actually shown the ability to get after the quarterback in some instances, as you see right there. He could be very disruptive there. I say something like how the New York Giants have a Dexter Lawrence, or somebody like the guy for the Chiefs, Jones. Like, he could be somebody like that, and he could just be a menace as a run stopper, man. I think they got something in the fourth round. I think they got a steal in the fourth round. But hey, Coach, what you think?
I mean, he's definitely the type of player that can definitely impact in the run game as well as the pass game. So, it's key. It's important that, you have players like that that you can put on the field who can be productive, especially young players. I mean, I like what Buffalo did there in terms, because Pat, we talked about the defense earlier. They attacked the defense, and he can definitely be one of the key players to develop and help them become a bigger force. And Landon Jackson, definitely is one of those players who, you keep an eye on him. So go ahead.
Hey, yeah, we talked to Landon Jackson actually at the Senior Bowl. Have an interview with him right here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. I actually got to talk to him, a mountain of a guy. Shakes, man, what you think of the Bills draft, brother?
They do what they do. They build through the draft. It's a good draft. But as far as the guy that I feel is gonna make the biggest impact on his team is the first pick in Maxwell Harrison from Kentucky. Because one of the things is when you look at the Bills and you say, all right, what's their weakness? You're going to go in that back end. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to go in that back end because that front is so strong. So you're going to look at that back end like, all right, you know what I mean? They can use some help there. And especially, yeah, I mean, when they go back and sign a Tre'Davious White, you know what I'm saying, bring him back. So that tells you, like, yo, we need some help in that back end. So to go ahead in the draft and draft a Maxwell Harrison and how physical he is, I think it fits the bill. All pun intended.
So, hey, that's what we think of their draft. I think they had a pretty doggone good draft, to be honest with you, and they did get in with the trenches, man. So, and like Shake said, 3 cornerbacks, so that tells that they need help in the back in the back end, like you said. But NYG, let's get on with the Bills to see what their roster looks like.
Yeah, let's see how they put it all together. Let's see. Take a look at the roster. Man, this is the portion that I like, man. I'm breaking down this roster, man. But look, man. Keon Coleman, Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir. Is that enough for Josh Allen? That's what y'all gotta ask yourself. That's what Josh Allen gotta ask himself. You got Chenault, you got Elijah Moore, you know, Curtis Samuel, he's over there. But is that enough? You know, look at the tight end spot. Dawson Knox, pretty good. Dalton Kincaid, pretty good. Jackson Halls, okay. James Cook, Ty Johnson in the backfield, Ray Davis. Is this a team that can contend in the AFC? Remember, in the AFC, you got Baltimore, Kansas City. You got the Chargers. You got the Texans. The Steelers could be in there, you know. So you got a couple different teams, man. And I mean, I don't know. This offensive line, coach. Okay, Spencer Brown, right tackle. Deion Dawkins, left tackle. David Edwards, Connor McGovern, Osiris Torrance.
Gator.
Now, the defense, I think, is where they improved. Because Joey Bosa drafting TJ Sanders and putting in Maxwell Harrison into that defense, I think it will survive in the AFC. But y'all talk to me, man.
Okay,
is this roster good enough?
Okay, first and foremost, Coach, I'm gonna handle the offense. You gonna handle the defense. And when you talk to me about this offense, hell yeah, they can handle that. This is way better than what they had last year. You got Khalil Shakir that turned into a monster. Keon Coleman, the big 6'4", 6'5" outside receiver, possession receiver. You got Joshua Palmer, who I think is way better than he's given credit for. Certain kind of like Slayton for the New York Giants, to be honest with you, on the same trajectory. Consistent, give him the ball more, see what he does. Then you got Chenault, another monster coming off the bench. You get him in open field. You got Curtis Samuel, same build. You got Elijah Moore that could take up the slack where Khalil Shakir needs a breather. Then you got 2 good tight ends. You got a great running back in James Cook with Ty Johnson and Ray Davis to back him up. A solid offensive line. Of course they can hang with everybody. It's just like Shake said previously. It's the flatlining in the playoffs. Other than that, the offense is great. Then you got Josh Allen to back that up. Man, please. They ready. They are ready. Coach, talk to them.
Defensively, there's some very good talent there. So can they compete for a championship with this defense? Yes, they can. I mean, if you start with that front end with Rousseau and Bosa at the edges, Ed Oliver and Daquan Jones up front, and you know me with the big fat sexies. I love when you have and you can play well in the trenches. Those guys can definitely do well. And then if you look right behind them, AJ Espinoza, who was a starter and has played well. He can add Larry Ogunjobi. He can definitely play. So you do have some quality there. When you get to the second level at the linebackers, Matt Milano, come on, man, he's a beast of a player, man. Terrell Bernard is a good middle linebacker. You get to the secondary with Benford. He has his good moments, and then there are other times you can question him. Harrison, he's young, he's developing, but he has talent there. And then with Bishop and Rapp as the safeties, and with DeMar Hamlin as an extra one, and then you have Tre'Davious White, who's going to battle the rookie for playing time. This defense definitely is good enough to compete with the Kansas City Chiefs and the other top teams in the AFC. As Pat and Shakes have said, it's when you make those mistakes and you hurt yourself or you flatline, that takes away from your opportunity to win a championship. But the tools are there.
So here's the part of the show that people are going to be waiting for. Mr. Shakes Montana. Does this roster get your stamp of approval? Tell them what you think about this roster.
Yo. 1 2 1 2.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My bad. I had myself muted. Sorry about that.
You back.
But yeah, like I was saying, it's a great roster, but it's been this great roster for 5-6 years now. Right? Like, it's been this way for a while now, and it's always, to me, like, okay, what have you done to get over the hump? So when you ask me, does it impress me? Oh yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But do it impress me enough to say that they're definitely going to win a championship now? No. It's gonna be the same thing. They second round to championship level team, but that's it. That's as far as they go.
So does it get your stamp of approval, or is it a see and wait, or is it a no?
Yeah, you can put it there. Yeah, go ahead. You can put an approval there, but it's same old shit to me. Yeah, that's what. That's what.
All right. So hey, look, they didn't get the full stamp of approval from Shakes, but he does admit that they have a pretty good roster over there with the Buffalo Bills. So hey, last part, we gotta look at the schedule, man. Let's see what they're gonna do with this schedule, NYG.
Yeah, man. Getting back to the schedule, Baltimore, off the jump. Your man's in them Shakes, the Ravens. Then you got the Jets, Dolphins, Saints, New England. Now 11.5. That was the over under 11.5 for this Buffalo Bills team. You got to stretch there. Looking at week 9, Kansas City, Miami, Tampa, Houston, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Then you got New England, Cleveland. Then you got Philadelphia, and then the Jets. That's a nice little run. Now, we're going to get into the Jets later, but I don't think the Jets are going to be no just pushover. So, looking at the schedule, 11.5. You know how we do it over here. Y'all going over or under? Talk to me.
Well, shout out to BetGM. 11.5. They got them at 11.5 on the BetGM app. If you do sports, better go over to BetGM. And you bet the over under on this right here. I'm gonna give them a over. I'm gonna give them 12 victories. They might slip up in the first game because you're going against a Super Bowl contender in the Baltimore Ravens. That's going to be one heck of a game. Tune in for that game because more than likely it will be called here on the Aboriginal Sports Network. But after that, Jets, Miami, New Orleans, New England, Atlanta, Carolina, I'm giving them all wins right there. Kansas City, they might beat them because they're always playing well in the regular season. Miami, I got them beating them too. And then the rest of the schedule, if they could get 5 more wins out the rest of that schedule, they're going to have over 11 wins. That's what I think. So I'm going over.
All right, Coach, what do you think?
I mean, you know, looking at the schedule, your crossover divisions are the AFC North and then the NFC South. And of course, your regular division. Now, I mean, I also look at the fact that you're playing your whole division to start within the first 5 games. So that's a big thing right there because you know what? You know each other, and it's going to be tough right off the bat to start. You know, of course, you have Baltimore to start the season. It's going to be a prime time game. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of energy, especially being that it's at home too. So, you know, and then looking at the rest of the schedule, you know, I'm with Pat. I do think they're going to go over and get about 12 wins, maybe even 13.
All right. Shakes. What do you think? Over or under? 11 and a half.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Bills Mafia, yo. Hey, listen, man. Don't come at me, man. Don't come at me. No. I know I sound like a Bills hater. Maybe I am. Cause hell no, they not getting over. They under like a motherfucker. I got them at 10 wins. No, seriously, I do.
Wow.
Seriously, do. They had 10 wins. Yo, that stretch, bro, where you sound like you was doing the Cameron song, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Yo, man, that was what? What?
Excuse me.
Man, listen, man. Nah, it's gonna be rough for them. And then don't think that this division gonna be soft neither. They gonna run into some rough patches with this division too. It's gonna be some tough games with Miami. It's gonna be some tough games with the Jets. And shoot, don't sleep on them Patriots. So, yeah, 10 wins for me, man. Under. Sorry, Bills Mafia. I just speak the truth.
That's what Shakes thinks of y'all, but Bills Mafia, man. But yo, NYG, who we got up the bat next, man? That man literally said under 11 and a half, and he said the Patriots? Are you serious?
Hey,
Drake May might not even be the best quarterback over there on the Patriots. Well, Joe Milton got traded to the Cowboys. It seems like everybody want to trade everybody to the Cowboys on these teams for some reason.
Yeah, or the Eagles.
Yeah, it's weird, but we're going to get into them other teams you said they're going to struggle with. We're going to see, Shake.
Man.
I'm telling you, Patriots going to beat them one game this year. Mark my words.
All right,
Man.
you heard it here.
This is going to be epic, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. We coming right back.